Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content on info@millenniumnews24.com. Download the Millennium News 24 app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Stay tuned with Millennium TV and Millennium News 24 for the latest updates.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jineea Butler, and welcome to the New American Perspective here on Millennium News 24. We have a great show for you today. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. And there's so much to get into. We have a great group of people coming on today, a father and a daughter, something different for the New American Perspective today. And we will find out what they're doing. But first, let's talk about everything that is going on in the news around us. Where are you tuning in from around the world? Put it in the comments. Let me know if you have questions that you want us to answer. If you want to be on the show, log in and let us know where you are, what you're talking about, and definitely your perspective on today's happenings going on in the world. So let's get right into this. Okay, so Don Lemon, let's say celebrity Don Lemon now, Don Lemon who bust into the church with the group that was protesting and saying that he had journalistic immunity for being in the church, is now a little scared because he went on Jimmy Kimmel, another anti-Trump person. He went on Jimmy Kimmel the other night and he said, this is a serious thing. So while he's taking all of the celebrity, because he's going to have to pay a lot of money to get out of everything that he's doing, but he's taken all his celebrity lightly because he is now saying this is a serious thing and these are serious charges that he has to fight. So have you come up with what you think? Should Don Lemon be charged? Now, he was charged by a grand jury, and he was so now he has to return to court. He said that he asked if he can respectfully turn himself in, but they said no, and they bust in to the Grammys, broke up the Grammys to embarrass him and really get him and his fans riled up. So what they did is they made Don into this legacy factor. Now, if you ask me, I have a problem with this because, I believe that this really disrespects the church. And when you have a gay black man that's married to a white man and also saying that, no, it was okay for me to go into the church and disrupt service and put the microphone in the pastor's face, and this was my journalistic freedom of speech, I don't know. Now, a lot of people like Stephen A. Smith are siding with Don, and they're saying, hey, maybe this is, a shakedown from President Trump and his crew of really, trying to get Don out there. But I'm saying that, again, if you run up in my church, and I won't disclose the name, but if you run up into my church, the congregation and the pastor is going to take you out. I don't think that you would even get that far because it is against the law and you will be arrested trying to go in. Now, we do have a situation with Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Hope Baptist Church in Atlanta. Now, somebody went into the church, a white man went into the church, and he started, saying all these racial slurs and how the people of the church will go down and fire and all this other stuff, but he wasn't arrested. So we see that Pastor Jamal Bryant is saying, listen, if Don Lemon was arrested, why wasn't this man arrested? But I'm getting word that the cops did take him out, they let him out, and they let him go. But if we're talking the same, is this black or white? I don't want to make it black or white, but is it black or white? Now, they called for Don Lemon to be arrested because, the pastor was also he's also part of ICE, the church that they went in Minnesota. He's one of ICE. So that's why that this Operation Pull Up decided to pull up and go in there. So now I'm saying there was a bunch of black women that got arrested too. We don't know their names. There was another journalist that got arrested with as well, and they're also looking for everybody that came in there. So was Don a part of this protest? I think that's what the media is looking for. I'm not sure. Okay, it looked like he was to me, and I think that he just made a bad decision. And so this bad decision is going to cost him a lot of money after he was talking all that hot stuff about President Trump. Now, that, you got to pick your fight with President Trump. He is who he is. I always say in America, you have a right to be an a-hole if you want to be, right? You have a right. That's what the freedom of speech and the freedom in this country is. You have a right to be whoever you want to be, but you don't have a right to break the law. And sometimes you got to know the laws a little better. So we are living in a moment where trust in institutions is being tested. Government, media, law enforcement, even culture itself. Over the past week alone, we've seen the fallout of the Epstein files. What do you think about that, right? Public figures claiming vindication while victims still wait for answers, okay? So this is serious. Celebrities and politicians named, not charged, which is crazy to me because it's like some of this stuff, it's like, don't you think you should investigate these people? Or did they kill Epstein so they knew that this was all going away? But I don't think that it's going away so lightly. And so now they're just going to be crucified in public opinion. But we know that people were pedophiles and going and doing all this stuff to young kids. I don't know, but debated endlessly. So once again, Washington flirting with government shutdown only to pull back at the last minute. Now, what I saw, I don't know if you guys saw that, but what I saw was the Democrats trying again to use the government shutdown to use a government shutdown. I think they were going to go until November on this one, people. And that's where I have a problem, because I really think that they were going to go long and hard on this if they could. Right? Because they're trying to wait till the midterms so they get some power, because they're like, Kristi Noem must resign or we're going to impeach her. But, Hakeem is doing, all of his, his signs. I'm starting to get him, Hawk. I think I'm starting to get him. So, but so they're talking about Kristi Noem, but they don't have the power to do it. They don't have the full numbers, but they're talking a lot. And so they were trying to wait until November and hope the American people can back them out. Now, I've been saying that, the Republicans may have too much power right now, because the only thing that we hear is their voices. They're not hearing anything from the Democrats. And I'm not even saying that the Democrats are saying anything that we want to hear, but I think that there needs to be a balance of power. But I don't want in November for it to slip into the Democrats' hands, and then they be like, oh, well, we're going to get them back. These are like big kids. Then we're going to get them back, and what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that nothing goes down, and we're going to shut down everything they want for the next 2 years of the President Trump and trying to give the American people money. So we don't want that, because Trump is going to go full throttle at that point. So we don't want that. And so once again, Washington flirting with the government shutdown, we don't want it. It didn't happen. The question Americans are asking isn't just who's innocent, but who's accountable. Right? Who's taking account? And more importantly, why does it feel like there's two systems of justices? Now, we've always known that. Hi, Ariana. Listen, they don't come on until after the break at 1:15. Hi, Auburn. How are you?
Hey, Jineea, I'm wonderful.
So listen, you guys can stick and stay. I don't know if my guy is going to take you guys off until 1:15, but I'm gonna talk some news, so you guys can just sit back really quick. But you can take them off the screen really quick, Sadir, because what I need to do is finish talking about this, and I don't want their faces to be involved about what I'm saying.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so the Epstein files have reopened old wounds and raised new concerns. What we know now is this: names appearing in documents do not automatically equal guilt. Anonymous tips are not convictions, and political spin is filling in the gaps where facts stop. Yet many Americans, hold on one second. Many Americans, sorry, many Americans are frustration is real because the power always seems to go into non-convictions. So we've got anonymous tips, we got all kinds of, please, sorry. So we've got anonymous tips, we've got everything going on. So, and the frustration isn't partisan, it's cultural, it's generational. People are tired of seeing elite circles protected while regular citizens are scrutinized to the fullest extent of the law. And so, so while I have you, well, okay, thank you. So that frustration grows louder when we look at how laws are enforced. One man disrupts a church service and walks away. Another covers a protest and faces federal charges. People are asking, why does content matter sometimes and not others? Why is discretion applied unevenly? This isn't about defending behavior, it's about consistency. And consistency is the foundation of trust. Then we go to culture. Okay, we saw it at the Grammys. Historic wins, emotional tributes, incredible performances, and also controversy, online meltdowns, and unchecked accusations. Social media has become a courtroom without evidence. Accusations are treated like verdicts, since silence is treated like guilt. And in the middle of it all, people are just trying to figure out what was real. Now, did you see the Grammys? Okay, because the Grammys, they were, I thought it was decent. But then a lot of immigrants won the Grammys. So was that because they were supposed to win, or was it because right now we're going into the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny is playing the Super Bowl, and and they want the immigrants iced out? Everybody was up there iced out. They had on their little iced out pins, and let's not talk about putting us to the back of the bus again, where Lauryn Hill and the crew was like 25 black performers that tore it up for 10 minutes to the whole 2 hours, that bust everybody off the stage. But we only had 10 minutes in the back of the bus, but we did our thing as usual. But we will talk about that. So then here's the truth. While the country argues about who did what, millions of families are quietly asking, how do we build something that lasts? How do we pass down values, not trauma? How do we create ownership instead of outrage? Because legacy doesn't trend, but it endures. And that's what today's next conversation is going to be about. So you've seen our special guests that are lined up in the back room right now. So coming up next, I'm sitting down with a father and daughter who are building on purpose. Auburn Chandler, a quiet force in entertainment and business for nearly 2 decades, and his daughter, Ariana Taylor, together they represent what it looks like when family builds together, business meets values, and legacy is intentional, not accidental. From North Carolina roots to Atlanta vision, from music to logistics to fashion and acting, This is the New American story you don't want to miss. Stay right here. When we come back, Auburn Chandler and Ariana Taylor, exclusive Empire and ID Clay Clothing, join me at the table. We will be right back here on Millennium News 24 with your New American perspective.
Welcome to Millennium News 24, your trusted source for accurate, unbiased news. We're here to bring you the stories that matter most from America and around the world with integrity and a commitment to truth. In today's world, where misinformation can easily spread, having access to reliable news is more important than ever. At Millennium News 24, we aim to cut through the noise by delivering clear, fact-based reporting. Whether you're following major events or looking for in-depth analysis, we are here to serve you with transparency and respect for all communities regardless of color, wealth, or religion. This beautiful America was built by the resilience of its people, immigrants, entrepreneurs, doctors, and everyday individuals working together to create something great. It's this spirit that inspires us to provide you with news that's inclusive, honest, and relevant. We believe that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong society, and we strive to give you the knowledge you need to make a difference. From breaking news to insightful features, we bring you comprehensive coverage on politics, economics, health, culture, and much more. We believe that everyone deserves access to the truth, and we are proud to be a part of a global network that connects people through information. Stay informed by following us on your devices, including iOS, Android, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Smart TVS. And for global access, we're also available on Horizon Satellite. Visit us at www.millenniumtv24.com or www.millenniumnews24.com to stay updated at Millennium News 24. Our mission is to promote unity, understanding, and progress in a rapidly changing world. Join us as we work to inspire positive action through the power of truth. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe, and stay informed.
We are back here on Millennium News 24. You could bring my guests on up. I have the honor, okay, thank you, John Blassingame. I have the honor to have a conversation about legacy, ownership, and what it really looks like when family builds together. Joining me today is a powerful father and daughter duo who represent the new American blueprint in real time. Auburn Chandler and Ariana Taylor, founders, creatives, entrepreneurs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jineea.
Such a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to
Thank you. Thank
see
you.
you.
You as well. Thank you.
We talk. So glad that you could join me today. Auburn, I want to start with you. You've been a quiet force in entertainment and business for nearly 2 decades, from music to real estate to logistics and now acting, right? You
Correct.
made a pivotal move from Pittsburgh, North Carolina to Atlanta. Is that
That's,
correct? In the
that
mid
is correct.
2000s?
Yes, you did. That's
Right?
correct. Yes, I
Right
did.
as the city
Yes.
was becoming a cultural and economic powerhouse.
Right.
What did Atlanta represent for you at that time? And what did you see that others maybe didn't yet?
Basically, I just needed to change. Pittsburgh is basically like a small town.
Sure.
Even though Chatham County is the largest county in the state of North Carolina, you
Okay.
know, I just kind of knew it was time for me just to move on up.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Atlanta was growing, our culture, business, investments, things of that nature. So it was just time, just to move on up and just take that leap. A lot of times when you're in business and you're doing things and you're excelling, you have to put yourself around like-minded people or
Sure.
people who are doing better than you.
Mm.
So, and I like placing myself around people who are doing better than me or on a higher level. That's how you learn.
So you
So
you basically got to watch Atlanta from the ground floor, really coming up of everybody, making it into the Atlanta that it is today.
Correct. Yes. I
Hmm.
did.
And so,
Yes.
more importantly, how intentional are you about passing those values to your children, like Ariana here?
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, that's really all that matters to me. Top priority, that's my baby. She's actually one of six,
Wow. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah, 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 yeah.
baby.
Actually, actually one of six college graduates. I have six college graduates. Um,
Mm.
yeah. So, I mean, it's super important. That's what I live for. That's what I strive for. That's what gets me up every morning. That's what pushes me. My
So
family.
what was it that, because usually, you say you have six children, three went to college. What was you like, what made everybody go? What was the motivation behind
Okay.
everybody making sure
Okay.
that they went
Okay.
to
Got
college?
you. Basically, about the bottom line, it goes a little further than me. My mom's a teacher.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So ain't nobody
So
playing in this house.
no, right. So that's kind of how I came up. So you can imagine, mom didn't play and she was very tight on education. My
Sure, sure.
mom, my grandparents, again, I was raised in a small town, actually on a farm. So, work ethic is everything. I used to have to get up before school every morning and do chores, feed the cows, pigs, this and that. Like,
Right, right, right.
so yeah, so work ethic and education, man, like was everything. So, you know, everything just passed down, man, and here they are. Yeah,
Loving it. So,
yeah.
Ariana, I want to bring you in here. You're
Mhm.
not just a daughter in the room, you're a businesswoman, a creative, and a co builder through IDK Clothing and Exclusive Empire. What is it like building alongside your father, especially in industries that don't always make space for young women voices?
Actually, the founder of IDK Clothing is my brother. Yes,
Okay, so the
yes.
family thing. I love this family
I'm
Yeah.
the
business
model
right
for the
here.
brand, though.
You said you do what?
I model for the brand, though.
Oh, you model for the brand. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
but what is it like being the baby, bringing up the rear, and now working alongside your father and getting out here and really pushing the family business?
It's amazing. I feel like when you go into business, the best business is to go in with your family.
Yes,
It's a
I think
learning
so too. Now,
experience.
people say that that's not always good, and so Chandler, I mean Auburn, you could talk about that too. But go ahead, Ariana. So,
It's definitely a learning experience. Every business has their up and downs. You know
uh-huh,
how family can get,
sure,
but when the communication and things of that nature are at a top tier, it goes. You know, so
uh-huh.
it's fun. I
So,
get to learn. I get to spend time with my family, and we make it do what it do.
so you went to school was it? Was Georgia?
Savannah State University by the sea.
You said what was called Georgia? You said Georgia State?
Savannah State
Oh,
University.
Savannah. Sorry, sorry. So you went to Savannah State. When did you graduate?
I graduated 2023.
2023. So baby, baby, baby. And so you said that you got your degree in what was it again?
Criminal justice. My
Criminal
BA in criminal
justice.
justice. Yes,
Okay,
criminal
and so tell
justice.
tell us a little bit about that, and tell us a little bit about why. Oh, because I know that you guys are in a play together, and so tell us a little bit about the criminal justice and why you didn't just say, okay, well let me go work in a jail. Because I started out in my career, I was criminal justice. Like I did a lot of social work. I worked on Rikers Island, homeless service, youth service. I
Okay.
did all that. So what made you say, let me jump into the family business? I want to be a model and I want to be an actor and follow alongside my dad.
So, with the modeling, well, I'll start with the school first. Why I chose criminal justice.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a victim advocate for sexual assault survivors. I wanted
Good.
to be the voice for them and
Mm-hmm.
be able to speak on them because sometimes they aren't able to speak for themselves. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely wanted to be an advocate in that area.
Sure.
Um, so with the modeling and the acting, I've been a freelance and commercial model since I was about 12.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time. It was just time to take it
Sure.
serious and take it up a notch.
I love it.
So here we are.
Here we are. So, um, Arbor, let me flip that question. A lot of
Okay.
parents say that they want their kids to do better, but not
Hmm.
everyone is willing to share the table with their kids, share the
Hmm.
mistakes or share ownership. What made you say, no, we're going to build this together? And I guess you got the whole team, you got the band is together. Everybody's talking about let's bring the band back together, but you, Auburn, have the band together. So tell me about that. Tell me more about your parenting skills there.
Yeah. Bottom line, Janelle, trust.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. I
hmm.
trust all of them with my life.
Ooh, love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I mean,
And you
it's
just giving
just,
them the tools that they
it's
need
just
to grow with. And I
correct.
love that. I
Yes,
love
yes. To grow with, and we grow together, and we all, of course, we're family. Everybody's gonna have disagreements, or what I'm saying, like that's part of family. But at the end of the day, though, what I'm saying, we all in the car together. You know what I'm saying, and we all have each other's backs. So, who else? You know what I mean?
it.
Like,
Right.
and we
Who
just
but
grow together.
us, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
this. So this is, I
Hmm.
mean, that's phenomenal too. Maybe we could get all six of you guys across the screen too. That would be lovely. But now
Yeah.
listen. So let's talk about exclusive empire. So we know
Okay.
IDK clothing is one of your
Hmm.
sons and your daughter is involved, and I would
Right.
love to see
Yeah.
some design there. So this
Okay.
isn't just fashion;
Hmm.
it's identity, ownership, and
Hmm.
message. What does the
Correct.
brand stand for? Let's start with exclusive empire, and
Okay.
who is it really for, Auburn?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, exclusive empire. Wow. It's entertainment. I've been in entertainment, like you say, for 2 decades, over 20 years, man,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been my passion. Just to give you a quick rundown on kind of how it started. Again, I'm from Pittsburgh, and two of my brothers, my best friends, we call each other brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We were real popular,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. So, everybody used to want to be around us, be at the house having parties or whatever. It got to the point where we couldn't even come home on
Mm-hmm.
Fridays because there would be a line of cars. Like, so we got to thinking, man, everybody follows us, we party, like everybody. We said, let's have a party and charge people.
Oh.
So, being that, our funds weren't really all that, we put in $300 a piece.
Mm.
I've told this story a
Mm-hmm.
million times, put in three hundred
Wow.
dollars a piece. Yep.
Economics here. I love
Right.
it.
That's right. So which was $900.
Mm-hmm.
We had food, we had pictures, we had a bar, and we had a big venue.
Mm-hmm.
By midnight, by midnight, my brother comes to me and he's like, yo, y'all come in, y'all come in, y'all come in, y'all. Big shout out to Travis and Kevin too, my two
Mm-hmm.
brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
come to me and he's like, bro, this is $5,000. And it's just midnight. We looked at each other, we said, this is it.
We'll start right here.
And fast forward, here I am. But in between that though, I mean, I've worked with numerous of celebrities as far as doing events and parties and things of that nature. And it's just been my passion. It's just me. It just grew upon me. And that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing about moving to Atlanta. I wanted to move to the city with like-minded people. And
Sure.
everybody knows the nightlife here in Atlanta.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah. So,
So shout out to John Blassingame for connecting
yes.
this great father and daughter
Absolutely.
duo because
Mr.
John,
B.
he
Right.
has been so instrumental in my life and
Okay.
just doing things. He worked with me with Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. We
Okay.
actually did a show at the Hilton, the Hollywood Hilton, where they do the Grammy party at where God forbid, Whitney Houston
Okay.
passed away. We did a
Okay.
show on
Yeah.
that stage, which was like amazing. And John, he just shows up, right? And but he shows up for the community as well. He's
Right.
been a community figure so strong in our community for over 50 years. And some people don't know him, right? And it's good that we all do know him here and that we are connected.
Yes.
So now, how do you balance creative expression with the realities of business, margins, manufacturing, distribution, and scaling? Because you guys are in a play. Well, tell me this first. Tell
Mhm.
me about the play, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
then tell me about how you manage everything because you're in a play and then
Mhm.
you're also an investor in the
Mhm.
play. So tell me about that really quick.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So, phenomenal play. Angels Palace. We actually just
Mhm.
did it up in New Jersey.
Right, right.
Um, and it's dealing with sex trafficking, which is major in the U.S. today. But basically, I was well. How I got into play was I just did a movie about 2 months ago, Two Preachers on a Mission.
Mhm.
And part of the production of the play was actually on set at the movie.
Mhm.
So we connected and asked me like, man, what you doing? You busy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty much how I got into Angel's
So
Palace.
hold that thought really quick. We're gonna go
Okay.
to a break and we're gonna come right back here with
Okay.
Auburn and Ariana talking about what's next, the father and daughter duo of 2026. We're gonna see them and we'll be right back here on Millennium News 24.
Hello viewers, you are watching Millennium News 24. America and global villages seen America independence built by immigrants, manufacturers, roads, highways, educations, healthcare, IT, scientists, space business development to all thousands of multimedia and all major social media platforms and news network in America. Millennium News 24, one of truthfully news networks in America and global news organizations. Please watch, follow and subscribe. We are in iOS and Android devices, Roku, Amazon, Apple devices, all smart TV, globally Horizon satellite, social media Millennium News 24, Millennium TV 24. Website www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Thank you.
And we are back here on Millennium News 24. I have special guests, Ariana and Auburn Chandler. They're of Atlanta, Georgia, young father and daughter duo. And we're talking about how Auburn has he invests in plays and things of that nature, and how he and his daughter are in this play, Angels. What is it?
Palace.
Palace. Angels
Yes.
Angels
Palace.
Palace about
Hmm.
sex trafficking. And I know that we don't talk about sex trafficking enough, but so go on, Auburn, and tell us how you combine this and then tell us about your roles so Ariana can tell us about her part. And is this your first part, Ariana? Is this
Yes,
your first
ma'am.
play? So yes, so you're
Yes.
going to tell us about that. So go ahead, Auburn.
Yeah, yeah. So my role was pretty much I played the character Jack. You know what I'm saying? Jack is a 50-year-old man I'm dating where I'm actually married to a 16-year-old girl.
Mm, mm,
The wedding was arranged. She's been
wow.
sex trafficked. And I'm really sick in the head, you
Hmm.
know. And I don't really want to give too much because
Okay,
we're
okay,
pretty
because
much
we
we're getting
got to
ready to
go.
go. We're
You
getting
got
ready
to
to go
go see.
around. Right, you gotta come see. Yeah. But like it's an amazing production. Garrett Patterson, he plays a major role. Poo Poo Man from the Funkadelics.
Okay, okay.
He's involved in it.
That's
Yeah,
nice. That's
we were out
nice.
in Jersey. Freddie Jackson. He did a book signing. The
Nice.
Miss Black USA, the older She came through. She was a part. So just a great production, just bringing awareness to, what's going on as far as with sex trafficking. But the production, when I say Jenny, it's amazing. Like you guys have to come out, and
I
see it.
I am so sad I missed it. It was that weekend was like a snow weekend,
It
and
was.
it was like
Yes.
a little crazy. I was supposed to be
Yeah.
there. Shout out to
Okay.
John Blasting Games
Yes, Mr.
blowing
B.
this play
Absolutely.
up in
Yes.
New Jersey
Yes.
because he had it
Yes.
under control. I heard. So now,
Yes.
Ariana, tell me about your role in the play and what it was like. Your first acting experience, and then this being it.
Okay, so I was Tia. I was actually Jack's wife's sister.
Oh.
Yes, and I was 18 years old, so I was like her big younger sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed myself. I love looking at the crowd and getting into character.
Mm-hmm.
The practices were just amazing. The cast was amazing. It felt like family. I'm so glad to really be a part of a production that really gets out awareness because it is such a huge problem in the US.
Yes.
So, and being on stage with my dad was absolutely fun. It's hard to keep composure because we're always laughing and joking so much. It's just crazy. But yes, it was an amazing experience. I was also in the fashion show as well. So
Okay, okay. So that was Mr. Blasting Games fashion show.
Mr.
He
B.
pull
abs-
Yeah.
he pulls it out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I want to close with a few questions for both of you. There
Okay.
are families watching right now, fathers, daughters,
hmm
mothers, sons, who
hmm
want more but don't know where to start.
Okay.
What's one thing you'd say to families who want to build together but are afraid of the risks?
who's going first? Okay,
You can
Ron.
you
you
can
go
go ahead.
first.
You can go
Okay.
first, baby.
I would say to families that are afraid to take the risk is you got to take the risk,
Hmm.
but you do it strategically. You sit down, you make a plan, you plan for obstacles, and you go for it.
Hmm.
Because I mean, you may fail or you may get knocked back down, but as long as you keep getting up and you keep going, that's all that matters. It's going to come through eventually.
Okay, Auburn.
Well, as a father, a dad, leader, protector, it's about generations, and I'm just trying to build for my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, and great great grandchildren. So, like as a man, you have to, what I'm saying, you have to take that step. And to me, it's protecting my family and just making sure when I'm gone, everybody else is good. And I think as a leader, that's what you have to have. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, one day we are going to be gone, but we want to make sure that our loved ones are protected. So we have to pass that down to generations and family bonding.
Oh, I
You know,
love
it
it.
it it, it starts there. You
That I
know,
mean,
yeah,
that
it
is that
starts.
is really that is really what we're looking for. And this is what the new American story looks like. Not waiting for permission, not separating family from business, but building intentionally together and out loud. So
And
God, you had something to say?
and yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Mm,
you, but
sure.
and you have to make this is really big. You have to make yourself uncomfortable. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You have to put
Yeah.
yourself in uncomfortable. If you're doing something and you're comfortable,
mm-hmm.
then it's
Something's
it's
wrong.
not working. Right. And the main thing, Janea,
Mm-hmm.
your habits. If your habits don't change, nothing in your life will ever change.
Ah,
It's
this sounds
true.
Yeah.
like a
Right.
That is
really
I
true.
can
strong
I
family
can
here,
I
Auburn.
can I can go on and on and on
Mm-hmm.
about business and family and things like just it's just basically, man, you just got to jump out there. You just have to make yourself uncomfortable. You have to do things that you've never done, or you know what I mean. You just have to go for it and educate yourself. Reading is knowledge. I tell my kids, reading is brain food. And you don't even
Really?
realize it. Sit down together, read, like, yeah, like, you have to bond. you can't become a business if you don't have a bond, you
Really?
know? Yeah, like, yeah, so, and it's yeah, you just have to put yourself in positive, uncomfortable situations. That's how you grow.
That's how you grow. This is wonderful. So
Yeah.
tell my viewers how they can reach out, how they can get in touch with you. What are your Instagram? How can they get in touch with you and exclusive empire? How
Yes. Okay.
Mhm,
My Instagram, you can reach me at BC the Boss underscore. That's my Instagram.
mhm.
Yeah, that's my Instagram. That's my
BC the
Twitter.
boss.
Yes, BCDABOSS underscore.
Okay. You got that,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, because it's here, it's here, it's here. And yes, ma'am.
And my Instagram is underscore dot Ariana Brene. That's underscore dot AARIONABRENE.
So you have it here, ladies and gentlemen, the father and daughter duo of the year, yet the century. Okay, and we'll have them back when they're back. When's the next show? When's the next Playhouse show?
Well, we are scheduling it now. It's not set in stone, but we're talking about Memorial Weekend.
Okay, so Memorial Weekend, we
Hmm.
will see you both again. And hopefully I can report live from the show and show our viewers a little bit about what we've been talking about here. So thank you.
That's
You have
right.
something else to say,
Also,
Auburn?
yeah, and also, yeah, don't forget, I'm in a movie, Two Preachers on a Mission. It'll be coming out real soon. It'll be coming out this year.
Do the
Yeah.
miss on
So,
that. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
tell us a
produced
little
by
bit about
Michael
that. We
Ben.
got a couple more minutes. Tell us a
Oh
little bit
man.
about that.
Okay. So yeah, so Two Preachers on a Mission. It's about two guys. Man, they did everything to try and make money. They sold dope, they robbed people. So they did everything under the sun they weren't supposed to do. So
Right.
they came up with the idea, let's become preachers, fake preachers, and steal people's money in the church. So um they do so, and they do a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
And they sit down there like, if we're really gonna be good at this, we have to actually know the word. So they start learning the word,
And then it
and
took,
it
and then
and
it
it
to them.
it it really starts sinking in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah,
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 that's awesome. And
yeah,
how do I know that? Because I
yeah.
know the word will set you free,
That's
even if
right.
you are playing with
That's
it.
right. That's
Okay.
right. And I play the character Moses. So
And
I'm
did
I'm
you
the old
invest in
I'm an
this
old
film
man.
as well? Are you part of the
No,
production?
I'm not, no, not I'm not. No, no.
Okay, that's
No, I'm
mhm.
not. Yeah, yeah. No, actually, the guy, he's one of my good friends. He was actually a host for me. I did a K Michelle, Selena Johnson, and 803 Fresh
Okay,
show in
okay.
Orlando, and he was one of our hosts. And we've been known each other, but we never really connected. So once we got back from Orlando, with that production, we connected, and man, we just went from there. He gave me the opportunity to be in his production, and we made it happen. So I mean, it's an amazing movie. Like, we're talking about doing a part two already.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it. And
yeah.
Ariana, just because we're talking about it, what do you have next coming up besides the play that you're in?
I do have a couple fashion shows. I do have a couple fashion shows this month that I will be traveling to New York to walk in New York Fashion Week. So I'm definitely excited for that.
So we're gonna
Yes,
see you out here, girl,
you
in LA.
will.
Do your thing. So we look forward to that. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to John Blassingame for introducing
Yes,
you to
Thank you
the
for having us.
show.
yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. And
Yes,
I will see you again. And thank you so much again. And these are
thank you,
our great
Janea.
father and daughter duo, Auburn and Ariana. I like the A's. Wait, let me just ask one more question. How many more A's are the other kids? Are the other kids all A's, Auburn? Their names?
Yes. So yes. So I'm gonna go over it
Yeah.
with you.
Yes, please.
I have an Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I have another Auburn. I have an Albany.
Ooh,
I have
Auburn.
Ariana.
Uh-huh.
I have a Ariana.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I have a I have a Ferraggi,
So
but
this is the
yeah,
A team. Who
this
knew
this is
that
this
this
is I
is
like
the
that. This is
A
the A
team?
team.
Okay.
This is
You
the
heard
A
it here
team.
first on the
Yeah,
New American Perspective. We're
yeah.
going to go to a break and we're going to come back with the rest of the news. And thank you again to this great A team. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right. Bye-bye.
Join me, Jineea Butler, for the New American Perspective every Wednesday at 12 noon for an in-depth look of education, politics, economics, and entertainment from Republican and conservative views. The first of its kind on the Millennium News 24 and the Millennium TV 24 network. We will conceptualize and debate the rights and wrongs of the society, and together we will build the New American Perspective and share it with the rest of the world. You can tune in on all iOS and Android platforms, branded smart TVs, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. If you're around the world, Horizon Satellite. If you're in Europe or Australia, the Sky Network. Tune in to MillenniumNews24.com or MillenniumTV24.com. All social media, Millennium News 24. We're live and have the podcast at the same time. I am a citizen, and this is our perspective. And we are back. Welcome back to the New American Perspective here on Millennium News 24. If you're just joining us, we just wrapped a powerful conversation with Auburn Chandler and his daughter, Ariana Taylor, a real-time example of family ownership and legacy done right. And now it's time for what we call the G check. Now, my partner, and my partner in TV, AB Butler, is not here, but because all of the headlines, all of the news, all of the chaos, somebody has to stop to spin and check the facts. Okay, so this is where people get uncomfortable because the G check isn't about size, it's about standards. So this and the standard Americans are asking for right now is simple. Why does accountability feel selective? Why do the rules change depending on who you are? We watched the Epstein files roll out, names mentioned, no charges, a lot of outrage, very little clarity. Some people claiming vindication, others saying the system is protecting elites again. What's your G check on that? Now, I'm asking you people because AB is not here to give a G check, but this is a G check. We got so much going on. Did you see what is happening? Here's the truth we need to hear. Being named in a document is not a conviction. A tip line is not evidence, and social media is not the courtroom. But here's the other truth: where transparency is partial, trust erodes. That's why people are angry, not because they want chaos, but because they want consistency. And when victims are still waiting for justice, victory laps feel tone deaf. Okay, because what about all these kids? These were kids and they were touched. They were taken to an island. How, because this man died, does everybody get away with it? I don't understand and I don't know. And this is where the G check hits hard. We watch one man disrupt the church and walk away. We watched another man face federal charges connected to church protests. So some sacred space, very different, same sacred space, very different outcomes. And that's not about personalities. It's about it's about how we look at this. If justice depends on who you are, where you stand, or how they're labeled, then it's not justice at all, is it? It's discretion masquerading as law. That's why people don't trust the institutions right now. Then you've got culture pouring gasoline on it, right? Artists accusing artists, celebrities turning timelines into tribunals, no evidence, just volumes. And let's be clear, calling out power is necessary, but accusations without proof hurt real people and distract real victims. We saw the contrast at the Grammys. Beautiful tributes, real legacy, real emotion, and then chaos online immediately after. What? One honors the past, the other weaponizes the present. And is this why Auburn and Ariana conversation mattered so much today? This is why it mattered. While everybody else is chasing outrage, they're building ownership. We all need to be building ownership. While the world argues about power, they're passing down values. That's the real G check, because legacy doesn't need a press release. It shows up in discipline, consistency, and family alignment. And that's the difference between noise and nation. And that is your G check. Accountability must be consistent. Justice must be equal. Culture must elevate, not destroy. And legacy is built quietly long before it's celebrated publicly. If we spent half as much time building as we do arguing, this country would look way different. And that's today's G check. Our G check is complete, and that's today's New American Perspective. But first, let's get into the last of what we're talking about here, because this, America, oh, beautiful for spacious skies. I forgot the words. So, but anyway, we got to talk about it. As we head into the final stretch of today's show, I want to pull together a few important threads we didn't have time to fully unpack, because when you line them up, they fall exactly where America is right now. This isn't about chasing headlines. It's about patterns. Who gets questioned, who gets protected, and who gets ignored. So we've learned that Bill and Hillary Clinton, okay, you remember Bill and Hillary, the former president and the former Secretary of State, of Defense, Hillary Clinton. Remember, she just wasn't a first lady. She got her own role and ran for president, and she almost won against President Trump the first time. We've now learned that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify before Congress after facing the possibility of contempt. So they was about to they had to sit back, talk to their lawyers. What are we going to say on the stand? What are we going to do? But regardless of politics, that matters. It signals something more important. Public patience with elite immunity is thinning, okay? So we're almost done with y'all. This man went out there, I'm the first black president, until the first black president got up there and he almost tore him up. Remember, he was like, he could carry my bags when he was talking about Obama, when Hillary was running against him to get the nomination and he took her out, President Obama. Transparency is no longer optional, and congressional pressure still works eventually. This isn't a verdict. It's a reminder that power eventually gets questioned, even if it takes decades. Now, we've got to look at that, because these were the elite of our community, and then we're finding out they're crazy in the Epstein files. Bill sitting up in the water like this, like that, with the little kids around him and all of that. And these pictures, what do the pictures show? If you're sitting in the camera with the kids, what are we talking about here? Okay? What are we talking about? Okay? And don't forget, Mayor Mamdami's mom, Neera, I got to get her name right. Sorry. But Mayor Mamdani of New York City, his mom happens to be in the Epstein files and had an after party with Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years, and you need to bring her back out and question her about this. How are these people going to get away? I don't understand. And I think that everybody that gets that you can prove should go to jail, because this is what's wrong with America. And don't forget Jay-Z, okay? He's involved. The same scrutiny has spilled into the culture. Remember, we were talking about before when he had the cases, the young girl that, said that after an event that he pulled out of that. Jay-Z has been pulled into the Epstein conversation now, not through charges, not through indictments, but through mentions and speculations. Now, what we do see is we see him running around with Harvey Weinstein, another one that's in jail for sex trafficking or whatever the hell he's in jail for, touching and raping people, whatever. This whole group has to go, and we have to lead them there. And this is why we have to slow down. Take a breath, Jineea. This makes me upset because I deal with kids and I know how important it is for a kid to be protected, for a child to be untouched, and we are allowing these predators to go forth. But being named is not the same as being guilty. Let's be clear. Speculation is not the same as evidence. Hip hop has always been about truth, but truth requires discipline, not mob energy. But I feel like the mob right now. If we destroy credibility, we weaken justice. Now, going into the Super Bowl next week, Jay-Z, what is going to happen? Now, he's got Bad Bunny on he's got Bad Bunny coming up on the stage. And now the right, they got their own Kid Rock halftime show for the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a hot mess. Shout out to Jerry Bagley out there. He's out there on Radio Row interviewing folks. Maybe we'll tap in with him and see what he comes up with on Monday. So, which brings us back to Don Lemon. People are still asking a fair question. Why did one church-related incident trigger federal charges while another, a man storming a church in Atlanta, ended with no arrest? At New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Jamal Bryant watched a man disrupt worship, hurl radical slurs, and walk away. Two sacred spaces, two disruptions, two very different outcomes. That's not about politics. That's about consistency in injustice. Okay. So now let's talk about what actually worked at the Grammys. Okay. The Grammy tribute, this is what I want to talk about. The Grammy tribute honoring Roberta Flack and D'Angelo reminded us what culture is supposed to do. Again, they put us in the back of the bus. They made all the black people, and this is what they do every year, Grammys. They make all the black people wait, so we'll tune in. So we just don't watch the black stuff. We watch the white stuff too. Excuse me. It honors lineage. It slows down the moment, and it teaches the next generation. And the next generation was all before. They owned it. They got all the money. But seeing Lauryn Hill return to the stage wasn't about nostalgia. It was about continuing the legacy. And in the same night, Bad Bunny reminded the world that American culture is no longer confined by the language or borders, that the future where people were ready or not. Ready or not, here we go. And she was joined on the stage by the Haitian sensation. Shout out to the black man, the Haitian sensation, Wyclef Jean. And that was, great to see, because they have been through what they have been through. And so now we head into the Super Bowl this weekend, the biggest cultural stage in America. The Super Bowl is no longer just about football. It's a mirror of culture, a signal of power, a map where money and influence are flowing. Who headlines, who advertises, who gets centered, it all matters. And finally, Epstein conversation itself, one of the most talked about moments this week, wasn't a document, it was an interview. Steve Bannon sat down to talk about Epstein power and what he believes is an entrenched system that protects elites across politics, media, and business. You don't have to agree with Steve Bannon to hear the warning. The warning is when accountability feels selective, people stop trusting everyone. The vacuum is dangerous because truth doesn't disappear, it gets replaced by speculation. So here we land today. America is not short of information, it's short on trust. And trust is rebuilt through consistent justice, honest accountability, and culture that values legacy over outrage. That's where we're committed to bringing you here context, clarity, and conversation that actually matters. I'm Jineea Butler, and this is your New American Perspective. We'll see you next week, Monday at 1 o'clock. Take care.